with a future WWE Hall of Famer teasing that his career is coming to an end and more. This is Wrestling Rambles. My name is John and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Before we move on, make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Rambles with notifications on and don't forget to like the video. Explaining why a match between MJF and Rush took place on Dynamite as opposed to the Forbidden Door pay-per-view, Dave Meltzer said on Wrestling Observer Radio, Rush vs. MJF was commercial-free because that match couldn't air on pay-per-view. Rush is not allowed on Forbidden Door. CMLL would not be happy with Rush on that show. Reacting to the return of Uncle Howdy on Raw this week, commentator for the company Corey Graves noted on Over the Top, "I cried, I sobbed, I sat in my bed, I was in bed, my wife Carmella was asleep, so I had the volume turned very low. I assumed it was going to happen at the end of the show and I wasn't sure what to expect because it's such a touchy subject. Bray Windham Rotunda meant so many things to so many different people. He was such a unique character, a unique presentation. I don't think it could have been done any better than it was Monday night. When you walked into Gorilla with the camera and saw Gorilla in shambles, which is striking even to me to watch and see, having been there for years and years, and it looks exactly the same. To see it completely destroyed and sparks flying, it was unbelievable. There is nothing I can say that would do it any more justice. I was watching it in bed, and when Uncle Howdy was revealed and he started walking toward the camera, I'm telling you, I know the man behind Uncle Howdy, Bo Dallas, as well as I knew the man behind Bray Wyatt. There was something magical happening when Howdy started walking and hearing the crowd understand what was happening. I got emotional. Bray was so important to so many of us, and everything he created and took so much care of and so much pride in, it would have been a disservice to do anything less than perfection. It was a home run. I got out of bed, went downstairs to my living room, and watched it 2 more times in a row. Each time I noticed new things. I saw it a little differently. I couldn't get any more excited than I am about how it was done." Mentioning the possibility of CM Punk, who is signed to WWE, making an appearance for TNA Wrestling, Ace Steel told Lucha Libre Online, "You never know what's going to happen with professional wrestling. It's famously been reported that Punk was backstage quite a few times at TNA just visiting with talent. So you never know what's going to happen. I would never rule anything out. I'm not saying that's definite by any means, but no one thought he'd be back in WWE, and here he is, and he's loving every minute of it." After hitting a Meteora on AEW Collision and landing on his knees, Buddy Matthews appeared to be hurt with medical staff even checking on him. Now, Ringside News has wrote that, according to PW Insider, the injury suffered by Buddy Matthews was entirely planned as part of a storyline. Despite clutching his knee and being assisted backstage by officials later in the match, the injury was scripted to establish his temporary absence from AEW television. Recalling an interesting interaction with a fan, Adam Copeland told Wrestling with Freddie, "I distinctly remember this one guy coming up to me. I had just flown in or something. I was meeting a couple of buddies at Perkins. I had to hit the head, so I go in there and I'm in a stall and a dude reaches a piece of paper under me and I just thought, man, if you could pick a worse time, I don't know what it would be. I so badly just wanted to stomp on the paper and piss on it, but I'm like, nope, I'm not going to do that. I'll sign it, but I also got to give him a PSA that this is not the way to go about things." As NXT is set for a change in networks, Ringside News provided more information regarding this, writing, WWE is entering an exciting era of growth and transformation, with one of the most significant changes being NXT's move to the CW network later this year. The debut date has been confirmed, marking a major milestone for the brand. NXT, which has been a mainstay on the USA Network, will transition to the CW network starting Tuesday, October 1st. It will continue to air in its usual 8 to 10 p.m. Eastern time slot, ensuring a seamless viewing experience for fans. The CW network comes with significant financial benefits for WWE. Additionally, there are plans to feature more main roster stars on NXT, which is expected to boost the brand's growth and increase viewership. In a further update, PW Insider Elite revealed that the debut event is likely to be held at a major arena rather than the WWE Performance Center. Both WWE and the CW network are treating this debut as a landmark event aiming to showcase the best of NXT. Chicago has been mentioned as a potential location for this grand premiere. In another significant shift, WWE SmackDown will move from Fox to the USA Network in the fall of 2024. Meanwhile, the flagship program Raw will begin airing on Netflix in 2025. Staying on the topic of NXT, TNA star Hendry recently made his WWE debut on the program this Tuesday, as he said this regarding the partnership between TNA Wrestling and NXT. Telling Busted Open Radio, "I can speak on behalf of everyone at TNA that we were treated exceptionally well, and that this is proof that this working relationship between NXT and TNA can be absolutely beneficial for both sides, including Jordan Grace as well. We've all brought it and demonstrated value, and it's been an amazing thing for all parties involved. Long may it continue. Everyone is winning. The fans are winning. For me to have WWE's most liked video on Twitter is insane, but I think I can top it." In a video posted to Instagram, WWE star Montez Ford showed off his impression of a mannequin.
This is so funny. I cannot. They're doing videos. They're literally recording. I have to record this. He's being your model. Everybody stop him to recording.
Don't take you now. She's a model. Biggie stop.
Everybody's stopping. Look how everybody's stopping and looking. It is so funny.
Apparently, the NWA could be planning to expand upon an invasion angle with another promotion, as NWA star Brian Idol told Steve Fall of Ringside News, "I also relinked the NWA to WWEC Puerto Rico. I was the conduit for that, and now we have that established. We've had several NWA people do the invasion type thing down in Puerto Rico, and there'll definitely be more. We're setting up for a big show at some point, likely a special show and a pay-per-view, so it'll be really cool." revealing that some fans still believe that he and Kane are brothers. The Undertaker said this on Insight with Chris Van Vliet. I get asked all the time, hey, where is your brother? I say he is a mayor now. What? Shut up. Really? No, your brother. Yeah, Kane. Yeah, he is the mayor in Knox County. No way. Yeah. Y'all really brothers, right? Oh yeah, half brothers. I always clarify, we're half brothers. Confirming his and his brother Jeff's status with TNA Wrestling following appearances for the promotion, Matt Hardy noted on his Extreme Life podcast, Jeff was still with AEW. I was saying, let me match up with his deal. When his deal ends, I'll work through that. If something works where I can go back to AEW and we can team together, that's cool, and we could do that. I was talking with those guys and we came to 2 or 3 different offers and nothing was quite what I wanted. I was doing all the negotiating for myself and Jeff. I was trying to set myself up for something new when Jeff's contract ended. I ended up doing against all odds. Let me do a program with Moose. We'll have a killer blow-off match and I'll put Moose over. We're both free agents. We don't have any contract. We're just doing TNA programs right now. We have agreed to work with them for a couple of months and we're not opposed to extending that. If they wanted to offer something, we would have a conversation with them. During that same interview, Matt Hardy said this about he and Jeff not receiving a more significant run in AEW. Look, we have incredible star power. If you were at WrestleCon in Philadelphia, it was outrageous how much we signed. How many people that were there to see us? We have fans coming up crying to us like it's 2000 all the time. But I feel like AEW is more focused on having a 5-star match as opposed to having a segment that is hugely impactful and makes a moment. In a photo posted to social media, former WWE star Cameron Grimes, who was recently released from the company in a shock to fans, appears to have changed up his look. After revealing that he broke his foot in multiple places and would need surgery, NXT star Javier Bernal followed up on this, writing, "Hey y'all, no Thriller Thursday stream tonight as I'm traveling back from my surgery in Alabama. Fairly confident I'll be back Sunday on stream, but till then, thank you for the support. Surgery went well and my return to the ring will be fueled by every one of my supporters." Bernal had stated that his recovery is expected to take about 6 months as we wish him a speedy recovery. Mentioning who he could face for his possible retirement match in pro wrestling, Goldberg told Busted Open Radio, "Man, I'll be honest with you, I have no idea. I haven't even thought about it for 2 seconds, and that's a fully 100% transparent answer. I have no idea. I was trying to shuffle it to where it was Sting over the past couple of years with his retirement, but I didn't want to take away from Sting and his whole deal. I have no business being anywhere near that because I don't deserve to be. It's all about him, and therefore he wasn't an option because of that." Providing an update on her health after suffering a knee injury in December, Charlotte Flair wrote this on Instagram. "Today was my first Biodex isokinetic training test. I needed to be in the 40% or less deficit for strength compared to my non-surgical leg. I had 20% or less quad strength, and in some of the measurements, I was stronger in my surgical leg. I miss you guys and can't wait to lace my boots again." She also posted this video. It appears that Chad Gable has been removed from his Money in the Bank qualifier. Ringside News wrote that the spine-chilling resurgence of Uncle Howdy and his faction, the Wyatt Sicks, on this week's episode of Monday Night Raw sent shockwaves and left the entire WWE universe stunned. The group, featuring their leader, Bo Dallas, as Uncle Howdy alongside Joe Gacy, Dexter Loomis, Nikki Cross, and Eric Rowan, made an immediate impact. The Wyatt Sicks caused chaos in the backstage area, decimating everything and targeting several several WWE superstars in their attack. One of those victims, who was prominently visible on camera, was beaten and battered Chad Gable. Furthermore, Gable was set to compete in a triple threat Money in the Bank qualifier match against Bronson Reed and Braun Strowman. However, on the latest edition of WWE Main Event, it was announced that Gable would no longer compete in the match after being attacked by Howdy and his stable. Instead, he will now be replaced by the Mad Dragon, Ilya Dragunov, in the bout. Giving more information regarding the Wyatt Sicks assaulting members of the WWE roster on Raw this week, Ringside News said, according to PW Insider, the other individuals attacked during the segment were brought in by WWE as extras and were not affiliated with NXT or ongoing storylines, emphasizing the factions' indiscriminate approach to their targets. Furthermore, the factions' reach extended beyond the ring as they reportedly targeted Pat McAfee during his own show, signaling their intent to disrupt WWE programming at all levels. For an update on a possible location for the Royal Rumble event next year, WrestleVotes wrote on X, WrestleVotes exclusive. I'm told WWE and the Indiana Sports Corps are nearing a multi-event deal, starting with the 2025 Royal Rumble at Lucas Oil Stadium on Saturday, February 1st, 2025. In addition, the deal is likely to include a future WrestleMania and SummerSlam, which would both take place at Lucas Oil Stadium. With talk of Shane McMahon potentially joining AEW, Jim Ross had this to say about it on his Grilling JR podcast. Yeah, it would. It's so crazy that it might work. Depending on how it was positioned and how it was introduced, Shane called me the other day. He's called me 2 or 3 times, which I really appreciate. He's always been sensitive in that respect. That's only a question that Shane could answer. Shane and Tony Khan being together, how would that work creatively? Heck, who knows? Might be great. But in any event, that all depends on Shane and what he wants to do. Co-host Conrad Thompson then added that there was a friend of ours, he went out of his way to text me, hey, that's not as crazy as you think. I know for sure that Shane McMahon has reached out to wrestlers on the AEW roster to at least hypothetically discuss the idea. Continuing to tease that his pro wrestling career is coming to an end, John Cena said this to People. I know my WWE journey is coming to an end, but fitness was a part of my life long before the WWE journey started. Fitness will be a part of my life, hopefully, as long as my heart's beating. So the WWE has been a great chapter in my life. It's year 23 for me, and the sun's setting on that chapter in the book. But fitness will never not be a part of my life. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.